it's another wonderful weekend right here what we call Fusion Radio Land. Brian Stinson, YTS Keys, man. And you know, we love sharing our weekends with you because we get a chance, man, to share some dope guests, man. And what I love about the guests that we got today is, man, we got like a whole camp in the building, man. And so since we got a camp in the building, we decided we're going to sort of split this thing on up so everybody gets their love and everything, man. Got to show love out to my homie, man, CEO Mike of 4MG Records, man. He's in the building. Those of you that's on Facebook Live, you can see him to the left. And then I'm going to let my bro, who's one of the artists, man, on the label, man, shout himself out, man. Your name is what?
YHN Trell.
YHN Trell, man. So before I get into it with my homie YHN Trell, man, I gotta get into it with my brother CEO Mike, man, because you're the reason why YHN Trell is here and everything, man, because you got this dope label, man. So talk to me about, man, you know, what inspired you to want to actually start a label, and then we'll get into, man, of course, the artist that's here that's going to be a part of the interview. Right. And then, of course, man, like, what y'all bring to the table, man?
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you having me on here. What started my label, basically, like, getting into music with my homies. Like, at first, it started off at the lunch table. You know, we just freestyling, coming up with stuff. And then I started taking it serious, like, later on in life. Like, real later on down the line, I was like, man, I feel like I can do more than just be an artist. I can get other people's careers started. So I'm like, let me start a label. And then I knew some artists like from around the town that I was, you know, from. So he was one of them. So I found him and a couple other people. They ain't here today, but, you know, he actually stuck around. So I just like grew off of that, and then I got my assistant right over here, and my other artist, and he with us today too. So, but yeah, that was really my inspiration, you know, just like rapping with my homies, and then eventually taking that CEO role, just wanting to do more with music than just be an artist, kind of like want to get other people's career started too.
Most definitely. So first off, I just want to say thank you for coming on the show, you feel me? Because like I always tell bro, without y'all, we ain't nothing, you feel me? Without y'all, we nothing. So with you having your own label, I own my own label at the same token, you feel me? I got my own little thing going on. So like, for the people that's not really familiar, like what it means to be a CEO of a record label, though, like, could you explain to them like what's that whole little process and what comes with that type?
Yeah, man, it's a lot, because I was new to it starting off, so it was like, and my girl, a lot of the times would tell me like, you know, you got to tell them this, and you got to be firm in doing this. You got to set up the structure. So I end up needing an assistant, and that's where she comes in at. She do a lot of the, you know, planning, and you do need a structure, you need rules, you need guidelines, and you need like a roadmap as far as like where you're going, like where do you want to be in a year. So, you know, you map that out, you plan it, and then you get at it.
Most definitely, because how I've been looking at the process as far as like being a CEO of a label, I look at the whole roster as a whole, like what's our weaknesses, what's our strengths, and like what's the best way to build off for everybody, because we a label, so like one bad apple can make us all look bad, you feel me? Or one good apple can make us all look good. So what's the process, like you said, what's the year, what we want to look like in a year, like what's the little map down and what we want to do with certain things. So I definitely understand where you're coming from.
Exactly.
So I want to ask, man, like, man, what did you see in YHN Trell, man, that made you say, man, I want to definitely invest in and like put him on and all that stuff, man? Like, give us a precursor as to what we in store for, man.
Yeah, he was just like always posting videos. Like, I'm like, who is this? I didn't even know him at first. I'm like, bro, he posts videos like I'm talking about 3 minutes after, like, posting videos, keep posting videos, but yeah, he was just consistent as far as his content, and then I'm like, you know, I could use that. And then I actually heard his music. I'm like, he decent, so I'm like, I want to, you know, talk to him, see if I can, you know, help his career.
So CEO Mike, man, from 4MG Records is in the building, man. On your bucket list, that's what we call
Yeah.
Those things that you sent us that you want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you got on your list, man. You're a father, man, and of course you got your family and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
you wanted to discuss how all that ties in to the record label, man. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, well, my pops had passed 2 years ago, and basically, like, his last thing was saying, like, you know, what you want to do with your life. And it was always art, because I draw too. But I never imagined music being it, but it was always the creation of something, just like creating something. And that answers your question too, as far as like, why did I create the label? I always wanted to like build something, create something. So it came to this, and then like, I'm taking it serious. I got people who taking it serious, my artists, my assistant, people who helping me. So I really want to, you know, excel in this for my pops and my whole family.
Man, condolences out to you, man. Definitely on that, man.
Appreciate that.
No doubt, man. So, also on your bucket list, man, you got, man, you want to talk about the goals, man, that you have for the label in the short term and the long term, man. I'm excited about hearing this.
Yeah, short term, we trying to get like this one, more interviews going. Definitely more shows. Just talking to people, doing more networking, getting some like big features. And I know a lot of people in the music game, so I think soon y'all will be seeing us like on the internet.
You got on this list too, man. I'm so excited, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Let's talk some sports right now, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Why is sports on your bucket list, man? What you talking about sports wise, man? I'm excited, man.
Oh, well, actually, she wrote this list out for me. So I told her, like, you know, get some topics that you think we would want to talk about. Sports, I don't know why she put that on there particularly, but actually, I used to want to hoop.
That's why I saw the list. That's why I saw the list, man.
Came up a little short. I got handles and everything. Got to work on my shot a little bit, but you know, that's for another day. But
So wait a minute, before you go any further,
yeah,
because I got this picture in my head. I'm gonna see if what you say matches up with what's
right.
When we have people that talk sports here, my main thing is to sort of give the people that's on Facebook Live and the listening radio audience a view as to who your game mirrors. Give me some players either from the past or from the current, you know, whichever era you want to do, or even a combination of both, man.
Right.
When we think them, we think you.
Cause I can dribble like more than anything, and then good at defense. So I say, who that sound like? I ain't Rondo.
No, man, that's good, though,
Rondo.
bro.
Yeah.
Man, Rondo had a really good career, man.
Yeah.
When you think about it and his impact, man. And I actually, you know, it's crazy that he didn't play none this season, and there were some teams that needed some point guards. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he
It's crazy.
did not play none this season. I actually see him transitioning into coaching.
Think so?
I actually really do. I really see him.
That'd be a good
Well, yeah, like with his court vision, he passed the ball. I mean, yeah, I can see it too. Now that you said it.
You know, as someone's staff that I could see him on, honestly, it's Tyronn Lue's staff. I could see him like going there, getting some mentorship. You know, what's the guy that's been? No, he not with the Clippers. He with Philly. But Sam Cassell has been an assistant for I think almost 2 decades. I think, and people have wondered why he hasn't gotten a head coaching position
Right.
when there's been positions open.
A lot of people don't even know who Sam Cassell is. That's crazy.
Yeah. Now I heard his name for real though.
Yeah.
For sure.
But Sam Cassell could play though. Like when he was in his career though, when he was doing his thing,
Right.
though, he could play. But a lot of people don't even know who that is.
Right. Sam Cassell played like we finna date myself. Sam Cassell played with the Rockets back in like 94, 95 when they won the championship. When Mike was on vacation.
Man. He said he's trying to take over.
Yeah, man. So CEO Mike is here, man. Wow, man. I got to transition to my brother Washington Trell, man. But I'm telling you, like CEO Mike, man, I'm so proud of you, man. Really,
Appreciate
real
that.
talk, man. Like, I'm sitting here and man, like just this whole movement that you got going on is like really awesome. So we got YH and Trell here, man. Want to get into you, man, and man, like what inspired you to want to make music, man?
Since a little kid, I've been around music. So my pops listen to music, my mom's listen to music, and my uncle listen to music. Those are the three top big people that be around me. Like I can call on them about anything. Also, my grandmother, but she ain't too big on the hip hop music. She's trying to get hip onto it now or whatever. But those three people play a big part in my rap career because it started off with I think my mama said she was playing a 50 Cent CD and she just had to look in the back seat and I was just bobbing my head to it. And then as I grew up, I actually started getting into 50 Cent, but she didn't tell me this story until I was 13, 14 when I actually started getting into music. So she was like, you already had this down pat, plus your uncle already recorded music and then your dad wants to do music, so you already had this down pat. So I was like, okay, cool. So once she told me that, I had already started recording my first song in 2010 when I was 10 years old. And she had just told me that at 13, so that just pushed me even more because I was like, okay, ain't nobody else really pushed themselves to do it, so I can be the first one out this family, get this job done and find a different path through music. And that's what I've been doing lately.
Most definitely. So one thing I was thinking about was, it's a lot of labels out here. It's a lot of people you can mess with, you can rock with in the music industry, but you chose broke. You feel me? You chose 4MG Records. You feel me? So why them?
Oh, he's home. This is home. This is family. Before it was a 4MG label, it was just me, him, and my other homie, Batman, and we was just recording. And then the idea of a label came up, and I was also the one who was already out there streaming wise, Apple Music, all of that. And I wasn't really into labels at first because you do your dirt, you look into it, and you're like, nah, I don't know if I'm gonna do a label. But it's different when you have somebody close from home who's like, hey, we can start a label. So then you gotta really go through that trust process of, I gotta worry about them messing with this money, I gotta worry about this person, this money, make sure I can release at this time, or you feel me? Where it comes to this label, it's like, I would say you're more free, but you technically is more free. You get to do what you're here to do, which is your art. You're here to record where you want to record. We ain't gonna put no boundaries on you. We ain't gonna, you feel me, tell you what to do or restrict you for what you want to do. Get in the studio and record and make art, because that's what you are. You're an artist. And a lot of record labels don't believe in that or don't see that. They just see money. And art is money, but you can't have art without the artist.
Oh, most definitely. One thing I do like about what you said though is about the simple fact of rocking with bro now. You feel me? It's a certain type of way y'all connect. It's a certain type of way y'all get to do business and move around and stuff like that. That's when it made me think about me and my homie and them. You feel me? Because I rock with bro now because like for instance, like my team right now, I got a couple artists, you feel me? And then I got a couple producers that I rock with. But see, with those certain producers, like we all know as artists, like when you go about buying beats and copyrighting certain things, it's a certain process that you gotta go with that based off who you doing business with. Yeah. So, say for instance, like you and Bro, you feel me? Bro might make a beat and you might like it, you feel me? Mm-hmm. So you trying to buy a beat from Bro might be way easier than you trying to buy a beat from another person off YouTube. Exactly. He might not crack you upside your head the whole time. You might not even pay him up front for the beat. You might just get him some royalties, like the back end off the beat. You feel me? He might not even get paid straight off the back. And that's like certain things that I do with me and my artists and my producers and stuff like that. Exactly. I wouldn't it's so crazy because I'm to the point where I got this project I'm trying to put out with one of the producers that I'm locked in with. You feel me? It's just like y'all. It's like we grew up together. You feel me? Went to school together and stuff like that. So when I do the actual album, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pay him up front for the beats, but I'm gonna also give him some part of the royalties too, though, so he can receive some money off the back ends, because this my brother, though.
And that's just how it should go, period.
Exactly. But that's only based off because I got that relationship with him, and that's a part of my team. You feel me? I do that with somebody on my team, but you probably wouldn't necessarily do that with somebody outside of your team, though. So that's what I like that you said.
Yeah, you be the trust factor.
Yeah, it's a whole trust process.
And then if you know the music good, like you invest in it, like and you ain't scared to do that.
Exactly, because in our industry, it's all about generational wealth. That's what we're trying to do in some type of way. We're trying to create generational wealth. So why wouldn't I give my brother a piece of my record? You feel me? So he can always eat off that later on the line. Because what if you make that one good song and you never make another hit song? you will still be able to eat out that one song
Exactly.
because it's a hit song. You feel me? And you actually own and copyright and you know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
For sure. Though.
So I'm sitting here, man, having a dope conversation, enjoying this conversation with YTS Keys, man, the homie CEO Mike, and the homie YAT Trell, man. I know people appetites so wet. They want to hear some music from YAT Trell, man. He brought us some music, man. Ric Flair, man. Talk to us about what was the inspiration behind Ric Flair and what we should know about this singer.
Actually, when I made Ric Flair, it was kind of a coincidence because just the night before I recorded it, I was actually watching some old school wrestling, and Ric Flair was actually on wrestling when I was watching. So when I came across the beat, it was just like, you know, might as well do it. Then it had the little intro with him in it. You know, I just went from there.
All right, well, let's jump into it, man. It's the homie CEO Mike, man, and the homie YAT Trell, man. They're from the label 4MG Records, man. We'll chop it out more with them in a second, man. This is Fusion Radio with Brian Simpson and YTX Keys.
Where Kashmir, I'm still walking around and alligators. I'm still looking at the diamonds on it. Big old boys. I'm still like
Today it is. This is out of order, so I'm gonna give you I'll just recognize the pages without order and everything. Like,
I already see that.
yeah.
What happened to CC?
You don't need to walk to the 126. That was probably after the show, too, because you just gonna be like, what the hell?
Man. Like literally, just to be a scene. Oh no, I meant like on the top of it. Sports caught me off guard. Sports.
Alright, so when we wrap it up with you, we gonna just transition with an instrumental to allow the other artists to get in. We go after him, yeah. We'll transition. We gonna come back. So I gotta say, man, like, why Trell, man? Had it Liddy in here, man, and mentioned some people, man, that I absolutely, man, was reminiscing on him. That last line when you talked about Beanie Siegel, Feeling in the Air, man, that's one of my favorite records from Beanie Siegel.
Again, grew up listening to that.
Yeah.
Being in the car with my mom and my uncle, like that's just like I'm naturally into music. Like I know what I need to know, and like yeah, I love music, man.
So can I go back and, you know, you was talking about 50 Cent, man. What songs, do you remember what songs you heard when you were, you know, younger, man, from 50 Cent? Like, you know, was it 21 Questions?
Sure.
You know, was that one of the ones that you
The
heard?
one that caught my ear was In the Club.
In the club. Yeah, In the Club was
Like,
definitely.
my mom said ever since she played it in the car from a baby to now, like that's been the song like that I can literally go to and listen to it and know that back to back.
That's what's up, man. Fusion Radio, Brian Simpson, YTS Keys, man. That voice you just heard, man, is the homie YAT Trell, man. From the label, man, 4MG Records, man. And also got the CEO in here, man. Boss Mike, man. CEO Mike in the building, man. So I want to get more into it with the homie YAT Trell, man. Man, you got a bunch of stuff on your bucket list. I'm excited about getting into, man. You want to talk about family, man, and how and where you were actually raised at, man. And let's get into also with that, man, is how that contributed to you musically.
Okay, so like I said before, my family played a big part of my music. But also I was born and raised out south. Like I'm straight from Chicago for sure. And like that also played a big part because I love telling my story. Because a lot of people ain't been through what I've been through, ain't been in my shoes. But a lot of people have been through what I've been through and have been in my shoes. So I can also tell my story and also talk to speak for others who just can't or won't speak up.
That's what's up, man. Then on your bucket list, man, you got drugs, man. What you gonna talk to me about when it comes to drugs, man? I'm excited, man. I really am, man.
Man, I wouldn't even lie to you. Besides weed, because I'm a heavy weed smoker, I just stopped like quitting doing a lot of the hard drugs or whatever because it was playing a big downfall in my music. Even though it helped me creatively a lot, it was just I wasn't there all the time, and it took me a long time to figure that out. Having to get into it with family and having to get into it with close friends, like it's a big downfall. And to those who are listening, I wouldn't even try it. I don't even care what you want to do with it.
Hey, nah, you know you funny though, cause why you put it out there just like that? Like you want to talk about drugs. You threw me off with that at first. Straight put it out there, drugs though. But
Well, before you say something, I can't help it. What I feel when I do this radio show, like, it's straight off the dome. It's not like it's premeditated. It's like it just came to me the same thing.
I didn't know what he was gonna say after you just drugs. What you mean drugs? What kind of drugs? What are we talking about?
I get what he said. It didn't come off a little.
Yeah, like
No, I understand. It's funny because we have this like at least once or twice a show. Is that like a lot of this stuff is just straight impromptu.
Yeah.
And I've recognized that this truly is a podcast, and I recognize that I'm definitely on something when I'm doing this show. Because I listen back to it, and sometimes the transitions are, not the normal transitions, but you know what I'm saying? It works out. It works out.
I think Brian be getting hounded low key. He don't want to tell me though, you feel me? But I think he be getting hounded low key.
Everybody be out
like
to
smoke
listen.
or something, you feel me? Little Dutchy or something, you feel me? It be like that though.
Dutchy get it right.
He's convinced. Like the doctor told me I can't smoke or drink or do anything.
That's his excuse so he don't smoke weed. You feel me? He knows he be getting high, bro. Stop
he's
doing it.
Well, the doctor prescribed it to some people. Probably not in your case, but.
Yeah, the doctor said if I want to be around longer with different things that run on both sides of the family, he recommended that I not do that.
Oh, well, yeah, we ain't going.
But I ain't gonna lie though, April 1st gonna be his 15th anniversary as far as like doing this show. So we gonna get high on that day.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
what he thinks.
We gonna,
Congratulations.
I'm gonna bring a fifth of Douce, you feel me?
That's what he thinks.
And a fat pack of woods.
That's
We
what
gonna
he
do it.
thinks, man. Like
I'm not fat pack. I'm killing, bro. Fat pack.
Nah, you
Now,
right.
Nah,
you
the
see-
Hennessy go
You gotta
kill it.
stay with the Dutchy. Bro.
Now you see why your homie feels like this is a podcast. It's because of moments like this. Like people actually think that this is a like they like, man, oh, so you gonna go do your podcast? It's like, no, it's actually a live radio show. But I understand because how stuff just like goes left, it goes right, and people be laughing and all that stuff. That they think it's a podcast. I understand.
It's because everything is genuine here.
Yeah, everything is genuine. But go ahead, man. You were saying, I was saying, before.
Nah, when you're talking about drugs though, as far as like the music though, sometimes those drugs do be like setting a person back though. Cause I be having that same problem though. Like I probably smoke a lot of weed and probably won't even work on no music.
And another thing that made me like open my eyes to it is, man, we've lost a lot of young legends to drugs, and it's like it's been back to back. At first, it wasn't like as crazy as it is now, but for it to be like back to back in years from 2021 to 2022, then 2023 a little bit, it's like nah, some gotta stop.
Yeah, at the same time, like, and when I say this, I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all, but we all know when you're doing certain things, you gotta know how to do them too. Though. You feel me? Like, for example, like, just example, like when I was popping pills back then, like, you don't pop the whole pill, you pop half. You feel me? It's
And there's
like
people out there
Yeah.
who's like, I need
See
to
how
take
it
the whole
is.
thing.
Yeah,
It's
see
all
what
it
you.
do to your
Nah,
body.
bro.
exactly.
You gotta
like,
know your limits. You gotta know what you're doing, and if you're gonna do it, I want to encourage. But at least look up what you're doing. Research yourself. Give yourself knowledge about what you're doing, so you don't just go in there blank headed, and then when something happens, don't nobody know how to treat you or don't know how to, be there for you when something's going down.
Exactly, because like a lot of people don't even know, like, even when you're drinking, depending on what size your body is or like how big you is, the liquor gonna hit you differently. Like if you a big dude, you gotta drink a lot to get drunk. But if you a smaller guy, you ain't gotta drink that much to get drunk.
Man,
like,
I can't drink
understand
shit. Nothing.
I can't either though. I be fried. One cup, it be over with. Chest be hot the whole night. It be over with.
After 3 cups, I'll be.
What you got to say, boy? Mike look like he had to say something bad. See, that's why I actually enjoy doing the show with my brother. Because, like, real talk, there's things that he can bring to the table as far as an artist and experiences that me not being an artist, I just can't bring those, you know, to the table. And
right.
It's like, I'm telling you, man, I turn my mic off sometimes, so I'll be laughing over him while he talking. So my mic was off. It's just because, like, I literally visualize what him is saying, what he's saying, and then it's crazy because the guests, they add on to it, and then, you know, like I said, that's how this become a podcast.
Right.
Honestly, because we sit there and it was just like, yeah, you know, I had an experience like that.
Yeah, this generation wicked though.
So man, look, I want to get into it more with YT and Trell, man. Let's go into, man, music videos, man. Let's talk about on your bucket list, fashion style, man. Your latest EP, your upcoming album. Go into all of that, man, before we chop it up with the other artists from 4MG.
So as far as music videos, I would say about, what was that, beginning of, or towards the end of beginning of last year, I was consistent with my videos, but I've took a certain pause or whatever, because I wanted to focus more on my craft. Because the manager here told me that he spotted that people really wanted a certain sound from me, so now I gotta, like, you know, dig back into my bag and find out what that certain sound is until I, you know, can get back on videos, whatever. Latest EP will be, what was the latest EP?
Real Talk.
Real Talk, and that was what, 22?
Yeah, last year. December, right?
Yeah, around December. Yeah, something like that. December 16th, something like that.
Yeah, something.
That's the latest EP, and that was just to, you know, just drop something like out of the blue. I didn't even promote it. I didn't give a promo for it. Nothing. I was just like, people kept asking me where's music, and I'm like, I ain't dropped nothing in a minute. Let me just throw something out there. And surprisingly, that actually did pretty well in my eyes, because a couple of songs has topped the charts of my songs, besides the one song that I got, it's a Who Won't Smoke remix, reached over 60K. I don't even know how. I just woke up one night and it was just there. I'm like, damn, I'm like, man, people just there listening to me. Like, that's crazy. This majority is from the United States, and like half of us from Chicago, Columbia. Like, it's like,
that's an algorithm.
Yeah, it's really trippy to me, because it's like, I'm such a, like, I'm just a kid out here in Chicago rapping, and then for 60,000 people plus to listen to me and listen to just that one song back to back, it's like, that was a big motivation for me, because like, it was times I wanted to quit. I wouldn't even lie to you. It was times I wanted to give it up, like really give it up. But when I seen that, I was like, man, there's people who actually listen to me, like people who want to hear what I gotta say. That was just a big game changer for me.
So you talked about the EP, Real Talk.
Mm-hmm.
So what's coming up next? What could we expect from you next?
What's coming? What we working on is Young Humble World 3, and that's what I'm talking about, where I'm trying to find my exact sound. And I'm gonna say it's gonna take me a minute to work on that, because I really want to take my time and then make sure everything is right as far as sound and production wise. Because I don't need to lie to you, when I was just dropping music, I would just record, be like, all right, I'm writing this down on the list, that's going on the tape, this going on the tape, cool, drop it. And then it wasn't really no directory behind it. This time I want to actually have a game plan for this tape, basically, album, basically.
Okay, so last question before we get up at it. Yeah, I hear y'all talking so much about this specific sound. So in your opinion, what's that sound that y'all looking for, or that you feel like is best for him?
Well, I ain't really want to time down to one sound, but I do notice like artists that's on already, they got like, you could be like, oh, that's Gunna, or that's Wayne, as soon as you hear it. So I wanted him to have that, and I hear that in some of his songs. I'm like, well, just keep that, and then when you want to change it up, you can change it up on a verse or this, but this could be your main sound. You know what I mean? So just find that main sound. Even the tight beats. Tell them like, basically like, you get your own type beats and then you have your own sound too. Like people look up your type beats and want to sound like you eventually.
Most definitely, because even with trying to come up with that sound, like you don't want to sound like nobody else though, but I get what you're saying as far as like trying to find that specific sound for you though.
Exactly.
Because you would be trying to tap into so many different lanes, but your fans only really, I ain't gonna say recognize you, but they really rock with you for that one specific sound though.
Exactly.
So I definitely understand what you're saying though.
Right.
So, man, if you could give out your social media, man, for people to follow you, man, direct them to where they can check out them dope visuals.
It's YHN Trell on everywhere, on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YHN Trell.
So we got more, man, with the 4MG Records. I'm going to call it a takeover. They taking over the whole first hour of this radio show, man. We got more with them in a second. So it's Fusion Radio with Brian Simpson, YTS Keys, man. We're inside of the 4MG Records Takeover. CEO Mike is in the building, and I want you to introduce another artist from your label, man. That's here, man. That's here to bring good vibes to this radio show.
Yeah, this actually my blood cousin. His name is Shaady, the artist.
All right, man. I like that, man. Man, you gotta definitely tell us before we get any further, because that's unique. I ain't never heard nobody with that name. If you could pronounce it again, like CEO Mike did, and then that's for the people that's on live, people listening on the radio. And then, man, what's the story, man, on how you settled on that as your artist name? Man, that's dope.
It's Shaady, the artist. Well, in the word, the attribute Shaady basically came from Islam. Shaady means singer in Arabic. And my attributes was really Shaady Arif Abdullah, which means Arif was anointed and acquainted, and Abdullah basically just serving the God.
That's what's up, man. So on your bucket list, man, you want to talk about family and how and where you were raised and everything.
Man, just coming up, man, in the household, good discipline and a lot of good music. Entire family basically talented, and just picking up and piggyback off of it, and actually got into music listening to my brother, and I heard him making a record called Stay Heated. I was like 8, and I went crazy. Every time I heard it, I went crazy. So it's like as I got older, I would go into music, but everybody be like, man, your delivery, because I wanted to be a rapper at first, you know. But they're like, hey, you saying stuff, but man, I ain't feeling it. So, you know, getting to the name Shaady, which, you know, coming into some more things. It's just like, this is some more stuff to come with it, to build up to be the artist that I am. Shaady the artist. That's all.
Most definitely. So you started in some type of way, started being around and really understanding and messing with music around the age of 8. So how old are you now?
35.
35. So that's like at least a good 25 plus years in the game. You feel me? So with you having been in the game for so long, what's some advice that you could give somebody like me, somebody that's probably only been in the game probably like 3-4 years?
Never give up. No matter what, keep your vision. Keep creating. Always be willing to adjust. Always have an open mind to be able to create and evolve as an artist. No matter what, you know what I'm saying? Don't never put no limitation on yourself. You already got that coming, which is life. So just push yourself past the limitations. And with this family here, we just push each other. So that's our inspiration, each other, because we know where we've been and we also know where we're going.
Most definitely. And you know, we all have our ups and downs, you feel me? Some days we might feel like the best in the world. Sometimes we might feel like we ain't doing enough. So with you being a person that's making music for so long, I know it was times where you felt like, man, why I ain't getting that traction that I want? Why this ain't happening? Why this ain't happening? So what do you tell yourself, or what do you do to build your confidence back up, or just to feel like, man, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be an artist making music.
Well, for me, it's like when I do have them lows, I just go back to my kids. I go back to the basics. I go back to the stuff outside the box. When you do feel like giving up, if I give up, I'm giving up on them. I'm giving up on opportunities. I'm giving up on a lot of things with myself. So it's like I take it more personal than so like it's no different for me like having writer's block. You know how you can go months without writing, you just can't create. For me, it's more so like take that, harness that pain, and still create within that pain. Whatever comes out of it, that's what comes out of it. It's art. You know what I'm saying? And just keep going from there.
And see, a lot of people don't look at it like that. Like, music is the art, and you're supposed to take what you're going through and the things that's going on around you, and you're supposed to put that into your music. That's what makes it more genuine. That's what makes it you. You feel me? Because you ain't telling nobody else's story. You telling your story. So I want it from your point of view. I want it from how you felt at the moment. Because what a lot of people don't understand, like, because one thing I started noticing, like, with writing music and trying to put things together, I tend to, if I write a bar, that's why I grab my own studio equipment. Because, you know, like, without your own studio equipment, you got to wait, set up an appointment. Yeah. But say, for instance, you write something down and you feeling like that in a moment. You sit down, you get in the booth, you going to put that pain or however you feeling, you going to put that into your rap. And people will be able to hit it and they'll be able to feel it. That's what makes certain people's music go up here and then certain people's music go down here. Because like you said, it's not about what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. Exactly. You feel me? That's what makes the difference between a lot of artists, because a lot of artists can't say certain things a certain type of way and it ain't go convey over. Like, for example, like, somebody like Justin Timberlake. If Justin Timberlake made a song right now talking about gang, shoot 'em up or nothing, when nobody take him serious, you feel me? But then you flip the coin over to somebody like Future, or like, you feel me? Or like ESTG or somebody like that, you feel me? It'll probably feel a little bit more like, yeah, he know what he talking about, or we know he done been through this, or he done been through that, so what he's saying in his raps, I can actually take heed to.
So I want to chop it in, man, with my homie, man, CEO Mike, man, bring him on in here and talk about, man, like, what did you see in him that made you say, man, like, okay, man, I can be the person that can try to assist and help you make your dreams come true as an artist?
Yeah, I mean, nowadays, like, a lot of people doing rap, especially, like, you know, males, everybody doing rap, but he sing, like, he do R&B, and then I be hearing my girl say a lot of the times, like, you know, she like the old songs, like R&B, and so he make all that type of music. It'll make you feel like nostalgic, you know, make you think of the past, barbecue, all that type of music. But yeah, it was a different feel to the music. Yeah,
that's dope right there, man, and everything. And then, like, man, from a goal standpoint, man, what's some things that you guys have talked about that you guys want to accomplish?
Yeah, so he's literally just starting out as far as getting on the internet and everything. So that's how I wanted to, like, start his career. Like, go ahead, get him out on the internet, get him video content, because that's what's going on nowadays. So real soon we're going to drop his debut album, and then we're going to go ahead and start the visuals and stuff like that.
All right. And then one more time, man, because, man, you ain't got an easy name. So one more time, pronounce that name for the viewers and for the artists, man. I'm just keeping it real, man. I don't want nobody to mess your name up.
Shaady the artist.
Shaady the artist, man. So you got this single called Been Through, man.
Oh, yeah.
What's Been Through about, man?
Been Through is about a young man finding himself, man, and finally wanting to change. And they wanted to express it, like you know what the brother was saying earlier. Like, sometimes you get to a point where you want to just give up, you want to give in because of your environment or what's going on in your life at that moment in time. And Been Through for me was like, I done came through so much, like it ain't nothing else gonna stand in front of me but me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a uplifting, inspirational song / just tired. You want something different.
All right, man, my homie in the building, man, Shaady, man, along with CEO Mike and Fusion Radio with Brian Simpson and YTS Keats, man. We getting ready to jump into this Been Through.
Wow, I see you, baby. There's a lot of y'all ain't lost for the lows. A lot of y'all ain't know what I've done. I guess that's why you can't understand. Can't understand.
Come on, we can talk to each other for a minute, right? Alright, let's tell you a couple things. I need you to really
It might be another lyric. Well, you can delete it.
we get ready to come back, y'all.
Yeah, like, just some random.
WIIT Chicago. 88.9 FM Fusion Radio.
So it's Fusion Radio, man, in the building, man. Brian Stinson, YTS Keys, man, enjoying every bit of this 4MG Records takeover, as we say, right here on the station, man. You know what I love about this is, man, it's just the realness, man, that's coming out in these conversations, man, all the time, man. And I'm believing that, man, like, it definitely is touching people's souls that are in the same position, man. So Shaady is here, man. 4MG Records CEO Mike is in the building, man. So, man, we got a lot more to get into with Shaady, man. I want to talk about, man, your first album / EP, the growing pains, being an artist and all that stuff, man. Give us some fun, good stuff we can laugh in the midst of all that we just talked about.
Man, really just the whole process of this album being created was just creation, just sitting in a bad place at once upon a time in my life. I ain't had nothing else to do, man. We sitting back, chilling, doing our time and creating. And my brother like, man, you should take it more serious. This album, Growing Pain, was actually the I call it my maturity album, because I was allowing myself to be able to be an artist by taking every genre of music, every artist I heard, and I started allowing myself to listen to the Lizzie Osamas, the Durst, the Herbs, the NBA Youngboys. I started really listening, and all I heard was pain. So in that time, also watching these guys coming in and out of the system, and all you see is pain. So I'm like, man, you got some guys that ain't got to be in the field that still feel pain. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's double when you're not in the field, because you got to humble yourself, you know what I'm saying? So, like growing pains, you got to keep evolving no matter how. You got phases in your life, and you just got to be willing to change. You got to be willing to evolve. If you're not, you're going to be stuck. That's why we can see some of our older people out here, 50, but you still see the 16-year-old little boy still stuck, or you see this 25-year-old man that look like he 50 because of the wisdom that he carry and how he carry himself. So it's like growing pains, but it fit either way, So if the music hit and it hit, it's a blessing. If it don't, hey, good, it's on you, I'm just gonna continue to create and do what I do.
So, you told us how your religion influenced like your rap name. You feel me? Well, not even so much your rap name, your artist name. So, could you tell us how your religion influences your music in some type of way?
Yeah, I mean, it's just taking pride in what the culture of music has done for us in our community, period. And then to go outside the limb, because it's not often that you will hear a person say, I'm a Muslim and this is how I'm carrying it, this is my lifestyle. It'll be so many considered rebellious or radical Muslims, you know what I'm saying? But it's like me, I'm just living life, man. I ain't bothering nobody, I ain't causing no harm, and everything I'm doing is to be for the greatest of all and the highest good for people. It's like using my voice and my music as a tool to almost research you through our people, you know what I'm saying? If I could be able to give you just a little bit of truth or share my story so it can be authentic and at the same time real and transparent for you to feel it and understand it because you actually walk through it, I just made a choice to go a certain other path. Other people may take that chance to go into a Buddhist, whatever make you feel good, whatever make you your best person, do that. I just merged the two and it was like, why not? I got a message to put out there, but I let my lifestyle show it, But at the same time, have fun. I ain't gotta be around here like I'm in the army or anything. Ain't gotta be nothing radical. It don't have to be nothing to be like you doing something wrong because you're still creating as an artist or you still, from time to time, go out and have a good time with your family. And it's not about just coming and beating somebody with something. You know how most people do, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be a Christian, you can't step outside of that, you know what I'm saying? You can't listen to R&B or rap. No, that's not real. You know what I'm saying? And I wanna be real, that's it.
Hey, Brian, you know what's so crazy about what he said, though? So, when I was locked up in Stateville, I had this study, right? And he was a Muslim. And he broke being a Muslim down the same way he just did. Like, don't get me wrong, they gonna teach you about being a Muslim and what it comes with being a Muslim, but they not gonna force being a Muslim on you, though. Like, they tell you, like, all right, you could do what you gonna do, but I'm gonna just tell you what comes with doing what you're doing. But I'm gonna tell you the benefits of coming over here, and I'm gonna tell you, like, the downfalls of being a Muslim, too, though. That's why I liked it so much when he was breaking it down to me, because, in Stateville, it's 23 and 1. You ain't going nowhere, so you ain't got nothing but time to talk. So, but I was interested, though, because I'm like, all right, I grew up as a Christian, you feel me? But I still had, like, certain questions about that, and I got questions about being a Muslim. So I was sitting there picking his brain, and he broke it down just like how you just broke it down. So I'm like, all right, that's crazy. You feel me?
Man, it's always great when you have people that, man, can break it down into layman terms, man. As they say, you know how you break down your food, where you have a big piece and you cut it into small pieces. That's just literally what he just did, man. Yeah. Like, kudos out to him, man. So, man, social media-wise, what I want to do is we get ready to wrap it up with the 4MG Records takeover, man. CEO Mike, definitely want you to take some time out, man, to definitely shout out your social media, and then Shaady, I definitely want you to definitely take some time out, man, and direct people to where they need to go, man. Stay in tune with your movement, man. Stalk you and everything.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram, 4MG CEO Mike. Twitter, it'll be Big Money Lil Mike. And Facebook, it'll just be Michael Calloway, actually. Yeah,
Right.
My real name.
Mine would be Facebook is Laramie Holmes, Instagram Shaady the Artist 87. What else? Snapchat Arif Abdullah 21. I'll be getting to the other social media very shortly.
Well, man, I definitely appreciate both of you guys, man, for coming through, man, giving us a little second to, man, tap into your movement, man. Definitely continue success on what you guys do, man, and definitely rooting for you in a major way.
Appreciate that. Thanks for having us.
We got more Fusion Radio in a second.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, my bad, too, man. I was running a bit late, man. That's all.
Nah, yeah.